Hello, beautiful bookworms! My name is Katarina and welcome to my channel. So today I'll be doing my second review ever, and it's a non-spoiler review for the book From the Corner of His Eye by Dean Koontz. I think that's how you say his name, Koontz. So this is a Portuguese cover, it's not the original cover, and I will link down below the book depository link if you want to have access to this book in its original language. But everything that I am going to tell you, it's either on the first page or on the back cover. So I'm not going to spoil you, you're fine, because I don't believe in spoiling people to read books. Without further ado, I'm going to start reviewing this book. So this book centers around 4 characters. And what's important is that this is supposed to be a psychological thriller with a little bit of sci-fi included. And the funny story is that actually I wasn't supposed to read this book because my boyfriend bought it for his mother because his mother likes psychological thrillers. And yeah, it ended up being read by me and not by him, not by his mother. So yeah. And when I read the back cover, I was actually pretty surprised and thought maybe I would like this because it looks a little bit dark, a little bit crazy, so yeah, it's definitely my thing. And this is a story about a serial killer who is obsessed with the name Bartholomew. And because of that, he tries to find that Bartholomew and kill him, because he believes that he will bring him ruin and ultimately his death. And it's also the story of the one that possesses that name, and a detective that is obsessed with the serial killer and wants to prove him guilty of his crimes and wants to bring him to justice. And also another child that you don't really know how it appears in here, that is the child of a girl, a 16-year-old girl that was raped and died giving birth. So this is what you know getting in, and it was actually interesting, but it was like, yeah, it looks cool, and I was not prepared for this book. First of all, like, when I started, I thought that the setting for the book depended on coincidences a lot, and I don't really like when things are left to coincidences. But after reading a little bit, I discovered that no, it wasn't. Actually, Dean Koontz has this amazing writing in which he connects everything. You just have to wait, you just have to read, and things end up connecting each other. And that's pretty great because he doesn't leave anything random. It's not, oh yeah, this happened, and let it go. No, it's a thing. It actually happens, and it actually puts you inside of the plot a lot more because you're always trying to find these connections, and you work as a detective yourself, like trying to find connections between the characters, and that's really amazing, and I think that's really interesting. Also, and this is a disclaimer, it is very raw. Well, you have a serial killer as a character, a main character, so you must be prepared for murder and other unpleasantries. So yeah, it's very descriptive of everything. The good stuff, like he can be describing a park, or the bad stuff, like he can be describing a gory, unpleasant scene from the point of view of someone that maybe you do not want to know. And that's that. Finishing the disclaimer. Next, it's set on the real world, so it kind of bothers you a little. Like, for instance, I was reading a passage in here and it was like late night and I started getting chills all over my spine. It's really actually a creepy book in the sense that because you're so involved in everything and because stuff actually started making sense, when you have that little tinglish, real world-ish, like this could happen to me stuff, it gets creepy. Yeah, so another disclaimer, if you don't like creepy books, don't read it. And also, by the time this progresses, you understand that everything connects and it's really cool, but every time that you figure out like a connection, because the connections don't appear like from 5 pages. You have to actually read it and commit yourself to read it so that you can understand these connections. And every time that you find one, it makes you go like, whoa! And yeah, it's amazing, really amazing. And one of the things is that it gets to a point when it makes you doubt if what's happening is real or is just like something from the mind of the characters. And one thing that I liked, because I study psychology, is that every character has a disorder, a pathology, and that is so freaking great. And for me, it was actually fun to try and diagnose these people, and yeah. And it also has one of the best descriptions of a narcissistic character that I've ever seen in my life. And you actually get to see some stuff from his point of view. Obviously, I'm talking about the serial killer. And it's pretty much amazing because I have never read something like that, and I really adored it. But there's a problem. And that problem is when you reach the climax, like, you need to know that it's maybe not what you expect. So the whole book is fast-pacing. It only has like some descriptions of the setting, the whole setting. The rest is pretty much fast-pacing and crazy and action all around. But then you get to the climax, and I don't know, I got a little bit disappointed, but I understand why they did this. And yeah, so I don't know. I just want to say that I recommend this, but if you give value to have a meaningful climax, maybe you can enjoy the ride, but not the ending. Because the ride was amazing. I've never seen anyone riding so much. It made me like going completely crazy, like I was running the marathon reading this book, and I really, really adored it, but the ending was like, come on. So yeah, this is all for this review. I hope you like it. If you like it, please subscribe or leave a like on my channel. Thank you. Bye!